Dear students, in this video I will share with you different types of fraction. Let's start our lecture. There are three types of fractions. Number one, proper fraction. Number two, improper fractions. And number three, mixed fractions. Let's look at these fractions turn by turn. First of all, we will discuss proper fractions. Consider example of 1 over 2. 1 is numerator, 2 is called denominator, and have a look. If we have a close look at the figure, we see that numerator is smaller than the denominator. So the fractions in which numerator is smaller than the denominator, the fraction is called proper fraction. And the second condition is that when we solve the fraction, the result is less than 1. Example is that if you have a pizza and it is divided into among two persons, everybody will have 0.5 or half of it. Second type of fraction is improper fraction. Consider the example of 4 over 2, where 4 is numerator and 2 is denominator, and when the numerator is greater than the denominator, the fraction is called improper fraction. And when we solve this type of fractions, the result is equal or greater than 1. Look at the examples of 4 over 2. When we solve, the result is 2. And another example, we have 4 over 4 and the result is 1. So it is called improper fractions. Third type of fraction is called mixed fractions. Consider example of 2 whole 1 over 2, where 2 is a whole number, 1 is numerator and 2 is denominator. Actually, the mixed fraction is a combination of whole number and a fraction. Consider the examples. Thus, there are 2 whole pizzas and 1 half. So it means that when 2 whole and a half thing is combined, it can be written in the form of a whole number. It means 2 whole and 1 half. Hello viewers, in this video I am going to share with you very easy methods of simplifying fractions. Let's look at the example, very simple one, that we have 6 over 8 and we have to simplify it. We know that it's an even number. 6 and 8 are even numbers and we can divide these numbers with 2. So let's start with dividing the fractions with 2. First of all, we will divide 6 by 2 and similarly 8 by 2, and the answer would be 2 3s are 6 and 2 4 is 8. Similarly, we have another fraction, that is 8 over 12. We will divide both the numerator and the denominator with 2 and find result, that is 4 by 6. 2 4s are 8 and 2 6s are 12. And we can further simplify it and we can say that 2 2s are 4 and 2 3s are 6. In this way we can simplify the fractions. Now I am going to share with you a trick to solve the complex fractions, because earlier we have discussed the very simple fractions. Now I am going to share with you that how to solve the complex fractions. Example is there, that is 35 by 42. In order to solve this type of fraction, we have 35. We know that 7 times 5 is equal to 35, and as far as 42 is concerned, we know that 7 times 6 is 42. Now what we have to do is that we have to cross out the common in fraction. 7 in numerator and 7 in denominator are common, so we will cross these figures out and the remaining will be our answer, that is 5 over 6. Consider another example, that is 15 by 12. We know that 3 multiplied by 5 is equal to 15 and 3 multiplied by 4 is equal to 12, and we will cross out the commons, that is 3 in numerator and 3 in denominator, and remaining 5 over 4 is our answer. So we can simplify this complex fraction in this simple way without going through lengthy calculations. Okay, now we have more tricks to solve the fractions. Consider the example, that is 5 plus 5 over 7. You know that this fraction 5 over 7 is a proper fraction. It means that numerator is smaller than the denominator. In order to solve this type of fraction, what we have to do is that simply place this whole number, simply place the number beside the fraction, add it, that it will become 5 whole 5 over 7. Earlier what we have been doing to solve this type of fraction was that we have this 5 over 1 plus 5 over 7, and in order to solve this type of fraction we have been doing cross multiplication. After cross multiplication we will find that 7 5s are 35 and 5 1 is 5 and 7 is the denominator, common denominator, and we plus 35 and 5 it becomes 40 over 7, and further when we simplify it, when we divide 40 with 7 we get the answer, that is 5 whole 5 over 7. So instead of going through this lengthy calculations when we have to solve multiple type questions, we can simply place this figure beside left side of the fraction and answer is there. But what we have to keep in mind is that this trick is valid for proper fractions only. It means that when numerator is smaller than the denominator, in this case you can solve without any fear. Consider another example, that is 8 plus 6 over 9. Here again we have a proper fraction, that is 6 over 9, where 6 numerator is smaller than the denominator. We can simply place 8 beside this 6 over 9 and it is our answer. Hello viewers, today's topic is multiplication of fraction. Multiplication of fraction is a very simple phenomenon. It is not hard at all to multiply the fractions. The only thing we have to do is that multiply the numerators and denominators. As you can see in the video that we have multiplied 1 with 4 and also 6 with 5, and we'll get the desired result, that is 4 over 30. 4 is 4 and 6 5s are 30. It is not hard at all. As far as description is concerned, you can use the term times instead of multiplied by. You can say that 1 over 6 is multiplied by 4 over 5, and you can also say that 1 over 6 times 4 by 5, and you can also write a word of in place of sign of multiplications. Have a look at that we can write that half of half is equal to 1 by 4, or it can be written as 1 over 2 multiplied by 1 over 2 is equal to 4. Look at the figure, that when we want to have half of half, it means that we are talking about a quarter. 1 over 4 is a quarter. It means that when we have fraction of fraction, answer would be definitely less than the initial figure. It is all about multiplication. Another thing I would like to share with you is that view the first example where I have multiplied 1 over 6 with 4 over 5. The result is 4 by 30. We can further simplify it. It is all about multiplication for today's lecture. Second thing which I have to discuss today is that of division of fractions. Consider the example 1 over 6 is divided by 4 by 5. Actually, the thing or the process that is involved in the division of fraction is that we have to take the reciprocal of the second figure. Here is the second figure 4 by 5. When we have to divide in fractions, we change the sign between the figure, that we change the division sign into multiplication sign and reciprocal the figure, second figure, not the first one, reciprocal the second figure, that it will become 4 over 5. We will convert or take reciprocal of the second figure, that was 4 over 5. Now it is 5 over 4. Now simply multiply the numerators and the denominators. 1 5 is 5 and 6 fours are 24. Keep in mind that you have to take the reciprocal of second figure only, neither the first nor the both. It is a common mistake with the students that they take either the reciprocal of the first figure or take the reciprocal of both figures. Consider the example, another example, that you have 1 over 1 and divided by 2 over 1. His answer is 1 over 1, and we will reciprocate the second figure, that is 1 over 2 over 1, and we will change it into 1 over 2, and answer will be 1 by 2. 1 over 1 is same like 1. Don't worry about it, because we write denominator 1 just to change it into fraction. And when we divide it with 2, here it is 2, the answer would be half. When we divide one whole by 2, its answer is that half. You can also have, it can result in 2 halves. Hello viewers, today we are going to learn addition of fractions. Let's start our today's video. Example, we have to add 1 over 6 and 4 over 5. We know that these are not like fractions because their denominators are not same. So in order to solve these fractions, we first convert these fractions into like fractions. It means that we have to convert in fractions with similar denominators. For this purpose, we will find the LCM of the denominator, that is 30. We know that if we calculate the LCM of 5 and 6, it will be 30. So in order to make these fractions like fractions, we will multiply denominator in such a way that it becomes equal to the LCM. As LCM is 30 and we have fraction 1 over 6, we will multiply denominator 6 with 5 to make it 30. Similarly, we will multiply 1 with 5. Why we will multiply 1 with 5? Because we have multiplied the denominator by 5. So we have to multiply the numerator with the same figure, because we are going to change the face of the fraction, but the real value will remain the same. Similarly, we will convert 4 over 5 into like fraction. In order to convert it into like fraction, we will multiply 5 with 6 to make it 30, that is LCM. And similarly we will multiply 4 with 6, it will become 24. We have multiplied both numerator and denominator with 6 in order to make it 24 over 30. Now we have converted the figures into fractions, into the like fractions, and now it is very simple to add these fractions. In order to add, now we have just add the numerators, and we will find the desired results because denominators are the same. So we will add only the numerators, and answer is there, that is 29 over 30. Look at another scenario that we have two figures in such a way that one is 1 over 6 and the second one is only 1. It's a whole number, it's not a fraction, but we can divide any number with 1 to convert it into fraction, and results remain the same. So we can write it as 1 over 1. Now in order to convert these into like fractions, we will find LCM, that is 6. We will multiply numerators in such a way that it becomes equal to the LCM. In order to make 6 equal to the LCM, that is 6, we only have to multiply it with 1, and which is 6, and similarly 1 into 1 will remain the same, that is 1. Look at the second figure, that was 1 over 1. We have to convert 1 in such a way that it becomes equal to the LCM. So we will multiply 1 with 6 to make it 6, and once again we will multiply the numerator also with the 6, because with what figure we multiply the denominator, we have to multiply the numerator too, so that the figure or original value remains the same. It will be converted into 6 over 6. Now it is very common that when we add the same figure like fractions, we have same denominator, we will just add the numerator, that is 1 and 6, and the answer will be 7. Similarly, our next topic is that subtraction of the fractions. Process will remain the same, like the addition. Initial process will be the same, that converting the figure into like fraction into like fraction, unlike fraction into like fraction. We'll take the LCM, multiply numerators and denominators in such a way that the fractions become like fractions. Here we have 4 over 5, and we'll multiply 6 with 6 to make them equal to the LCM, that is 30. Similarly, we multiply 4 with 6, it will be 24. As the figure is 1 over 6, we will multiply 6 with 5 to make it 30, that is LCM. And once we have multiplied the denominator with 5, we will multiply the numerator with 5 too, it will be 5 over 30. Now once we have the like fractions, it is very easy now to subtract one fraction from the other, that is 24 over 30 minus 5 over 30. So we will simply subtract 5 out of 24, it will be 19, and the answer will be 19 over 30. Hello viewers, today I am going to share with you some tricks to find largest and smallest fractions. In some exams, students have to arrange the fractions in descending or ascending orders, and they don't have too much time to go through lengthy calculations or solve the fractions. So I will share with you tricks to find it quickly. Let's start. Look at the example. There are 4 fractions: 15 over 16, 18 over 19, 11 over 12, and 8 over 9. If you have a close look at that, you find that these all are proper fractions, and you know that what is proper fraction, that in proper fraction numerator is smaller than the denominator. So these all are proper fractions. And also what we have to do is to find the difference between the numerator and denominator. Let's have a look at that. You know that the difference between numerator and denominator of all these fractions is 1. It means that when fractions are proper fractions and difference between numerator and denominator are equal, then the largest fraction will be having the largest numerator and the smallest fraction will be fraction having smallest numerator. So now it is very easy for you to find if it satisfies two conditions, that all the fractions are proper fractions and the difference between numerator and denominator is same for all the fractions. Then you can find it through this trick. And if the fractions are not proper fractions, fractions are improper fractions. Here you can see the example that now numerator is greater than denominator. So when numerator is greater than denominator, the fractions are called improper fraction. Initial method will remain the same, that find the difference between numerator and denominator, and we find that once again the difference is equal, same among all these fractions. Now what the difference is that now the largest fraction would be with the smallest numerator, and the largest and the smallest fraction will be with largest numerator. So if the fractions are improper fractions, the difference between numerator and denominator is same, then the largest fraction will be one that has smallest numerator, and the smallest fraction would be having the largest numerator. Okay. Now consider another example, that there is a mixture of proper and improper fractions. If we have 15 by 16, it's a proper fraction. Then we have 8 by 3, that is improper fraction. Then 11 over 12, that's again proper fraction. And 8 over 9, that is also a proper fraction. So when there are such type of fractions where there is a mixture of proper and improper fractions, then what we have to do is that improper fraction is the largest fraction without any question. Okay. So now we will have to arrange the rest of the fractions. We know that 8 by 3, that is improper fraction, would be the largest fraction, and now we have to find the smallest fraction among rest of the 3 fractions. We will have then again the difference between numerator and denominator of these proper fractions, that would be same. That would now find it 16 minus 15 equal to 1, and difference between 11 and 12 is 1, and 8 or 9 is 12 is 1. So the difference is equal, and we know that largest fraction, we have already discussed that improper fraction would be the largest fraction. So 8 by 3 is the largest fraction, And when we have to calculate the smallest fraction, we know that when fractions are proper fractions and the difference between numerator and denominator is same, then the fraction with smallest numerator would be the smallest fraction, that is 8 by 9. Understand? Okay, let's look at another example, that when the difference between numerator and denominator is not the same, then what to do? Let's find a difference first and then we will try to solve it. The difference between 7 and 11 is 4. The next figure is 8 by 13, difference is 5. Next 9 over 14, difference again 5. 11 by 15, difference is 4. Find a difference and now put the numerators above each of it, and it would be 7, the numerator, 7 by 4, and would be 8 by 5. Write the denominator of the third fraction 9. Write the numerator of fourth figure 11. Now what to do? There are two methods now to solve it further. We'll discuss one by one. First method is simple division. That if you look at the first fraction, that is 7 by 4, if we try to divide it, we know that 4 ones are 4 and remaining will be 3, so you can write 1, at least it should be 1. We can solve it further. And 1 again, when we divide 8 by 5, 5 1 is 5, 3 will be remaining, so we can write 5 1 by 5, 1 is 5. Once again, then we have to divide 9 by 5, it will be 5 1 is 5, then it will be 4. But when we have to divide 11 by 4, we know that 4 2s are 8, so we can write at least 2. It means answer would be more than 2 point something. So through the simple method we can find at least the largest fraction. We know that 2 point something would be the answer, but 2 will be the largest fraction, that is 11 by 15. So largest fraction we have find is that 11 by 15. Now we can solve further. We know that if we solve this 7 over 4, we can find that the answer would be 1.7, and solving the second fraction would be answer would be 1.6. Solving the third one, answer will be 1.8. So we can find that 1.6 answer containing figure will be the smallest figure. So here it is, answer, that smallest figure is 8 by 13. And the second method to solve it is that once you have solved up to this level, that finding the difference and putting numerators of all the fractions above the difference, we can have the common LCM, common multiple, that is 20. We multiply each fraction with 20. Here it is. Now we can cross out 4 1 is 4, 4 5s are 4, 5s are 20, 5 1 is 5, 5 4s are 20, 5 1 is 5, 5 4 is 20, 4 1 is 4, 4 5s are 20. Now multiply, 7 5s are 35, 8 4s are 32, 9 4s are 36, and 11 5s are 55. Now you can find that last figure, that 55, is the largest one. So the largest figure is 11 by 15. and the smallest would be definitely having the smallest solution answer, that is 32, and its figure is 8 by 13. So the smallest figure is 8 over 13. So it is all about finding largest and smallest fractions. If you like this topic, like this lecture, please like my video and also subscribe my channel so that you may receive latest videos uh, from my channel. Thank you very much for watching.